Hello, 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 Love Revolution beloveds. I love doing these interviews. I love interviewing folks who want to share about how love is very much a vital part of their life, personally and professionally. And today we have my good friend LaShall on, and there's something really special about her. She and I have had several conversations, and we just have so many different points of synergy. So we're going to try to keep this interview short, but I think I could talk to this woman for about 3 hours. So those of you that have been around for a while, you're laughing because you're like, yeah, you say that a lot, but I'm telling you, it's absolutely true with her. So with that, welcome, 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 Lachelle.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roz, and I love the warm welcome. You're right. We have talked and talked and talked, and I just love it.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. Okay, so let's dive right in because I love talking about love, and particularly, Love Revolution is really based in agape love, that unconditional love. So it's not one that says you're kind to me, so I'll be nice to you back. It's not transactional. It is, this understanding that you have a heartbeat, you have a spark of divinity, and therefore you're deserving of love, and I want to extend that, and then we receive that. So I'm curious how that shows up for you professionally, personally, like whichever direction you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, personally and professionally, is just surrounding myself with like-minded people.
Hmm.
People who are heart-centered, people who in my personal life put others first.
Hmm.
They're not always looking at their own agenda. They're really putting others first. And
Hmm.
when it comes to business, I've really tried exceptionally hard coming out of corporate, being a woman in corporate, being at a very high level. I've tried to do kind of the opposite in my business and really lead with love,
Oh,
not have to compete with other women, but really be a sister and have that love together. And I think that is what makes what I feel like I'm doing special.
yeah.
And the customers that I have currently, all of my clients, they're the same way in their business.
Hmm.
And that's when you know you're truly aligned.
Yes, 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 yes. It's so interesting that you mentioned you kind of paint the corporate culture as being one of competition and not
Mhm.
one where leading with love is seen as a positive. It's interesting because I'm in Georgia, and there is a congresswoman from Northwest Georgia who is often a lightning rod for a lot of folks, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And it tends to be that people either, love her or really, disagree with some of the policies, perhaps. But she was on The View yesterday, and she was basically saying, regardless of partisanship, as women, we need to come together. And Coretta Scott King said, women, if the soul of the nation is to be saved, you must become its soul. So I'm wondering if you wouldn't mind sort of talking a little bit more about that corporate culture and not necessarily what you were seeing there, but how you built your business in sort of in opposition to that or in response to that or, and not in keeping in that same vein.
Yeah, yeah. So in corporate, I was director level in corporate. I'd been in corporate for 30 some years. And most of the time I was the only woman in the room.
Mm,
And that is really sad. And you're competing with a male dominated industry, the industry that I happen to be in. Your salaries are lower. You feel like you have to work harder, and you're also balancing that home life, aspect. So
mhm.
what I've tried to do differently when I built Dedicated Virtual was make it a safe space for women where, I have most of my team is women. My two sons do work for me. But everybody else is a working mom. And the beauty of that is that you can work the hours that are right for you. You can balance your work life family and you can bring that love and not have to compete with each other.
Yeah.
We bring each other up. We rise together
Yes.
instead of competing together. And that really makes us much more powerful.
We rise together instead of competing together. Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. That's just so powerful. That's so powerful. And you're exactly right. That understanding of interconnection, that when you win, we all win. When I
Mhm.
win, we all win, and you and I met through a networking organization that very much holds that as their top value is understanding how we're all interconnected. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I was talking to somebody last week, and they were kind of snarkily complaining that so and so had sent an email at 10 whatever p.m. And in my mind, I thought, why do you care when someone
Right.
else is working? Like, how do you know that that person didn't spend, all day cleaning up puke and
Mhm.
bringing popsicles, and that that really being able to engage at 10 p.m. with a work email was a break,
Right.
or like you say, like how do you know they didn't go to honors night?
Mhm.
And need to take off, 4 hours, and then after everybody goes to bed, be able to work a little bit because work smarter, not harder, kind of thing. So you're setting that standard of I need you to get your work done, which I think is so different because oftentimes very very set systems have very low bars for what is meaningful, and oftentimes in a job it is how long did your behind sit in that seat,
Mhm.
40 hours
Right.
versus I need you to get this amount of work done this week. If that only takes you 20 hours, then what's wrong with that?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's so true. And that's why I love more of a retainer model versus an hourly model.
Mm,
I love to pay my people a flat rate. Now, if you can get that job done faster, you're going to make the same amount of money, right? It's all about working smarter for them, not making
wow,
them work harder and not
wow.
making them sit at a computer for 10 hours just to get X number of dollars.
Right, right,
Because
right.
that's not the idea behind it. A
Yeah,
lot of my people are working moms, and I want them to be able to enjoy that family life, but
yeah,
still be able to get that paycheck that they need
yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
And sprinkle it around their life, whether it's in
Yes,
between dance and karate, and they've got an hour there, and then another 2 hours at night when they put the kids to bed. If
right.
that's what works for them right now, I want to be able to provide that and help support them.
Right. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. One of my dear friends at the King Center had this like stipulation on her email, and it was something like, I'm sending this email at a time that's most convenient for me. Please feel free to answer at a time that's most convenient for you. You
I
know,
love that.
it's not an
Yeah.
expectation when I send it.
Right.
Maybe that's part of what this person was saying. Maybe this person was saying, I received an email at 8 p.m., so I felt like I had to answer. I don't know. Maybe I need to follow up with her and ask her. But that's not, I mean, to me, an email is like a text. Like I send it right when I want to send it, and then you respond when you do you, boo, whenever it's good.
Whenever it's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this may be proprietary, and so if you choose not to answer, I apologize. You pay your people on a retainer model. Or do you also work on a retainer? Like, are your clients paying you on a retainer model?
Yes, they are. They
Wow,
are. I prefer
outstanding.
retainer and we'll just get the job done.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't want to nickel and dime anyone on either side of the house.
yeah.
We know what our value is. We
Beautiful.
know what we provide. Here's our price. And then
Yeah,
I'm very fair with my subcontractors as well.
yeah. That's alignment. That's alignment.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. So, talk about specifically with what you do and how, I mean, you've talked about how you love on your team, and that's evident.
Mhm.
How are you loving on your clients? How are you helping your clients love on their clients?
Yeah, so my clients come to me when they are overwhelmed. They're frustrated. So they know they need to do all these things in their business, but then they're like, I just don't know how to get started, you
Hmm.
know? Or I do have some clients that have ADHD and they're like I
Hmm.
know what I need to do, but I can't focus on doing it. So that's where we come in. We do strategy for them. I stay with them every step of the way. We don't just leave them. Like I don't just give them a strategic growth plan and walk away. We stay in their business and we help them
Hmm.
implement every step of the way. And we do that with heart, and a lot of my clients are also working moms, or dads, and they're going to get back to me when it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
We help them with all kinds of stuff. We help them with all kinds of operational stuff. We help them with hiring. We do a lot of marketing for our clients. And one of the things we do is like paid ads for clients. So we're really kind of helping them bring more clients into their world,
Okay.
helping them spread their love and spread their vision, right, of their
Yeah.
business. So the
Yeah.
more I can run ads or do their organic social media to get their name out there, helps
Right.
them spread the word about their business and brings more love
Right.
in into their world.
Ah, love just keeps on going. We put more
Yes.
love into the world and more comes back and more comes back and more comes back. And, for your clients to have these amazing businesses and, they can do networking and that kind of thing. But that doesn't necessarily give them the reach. And then to have your services to then give them this broad reach, that's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely
Mhm.
beautiful. And I love that I got my PhD in 2014, and my advisor, I was the first ever student that she had ushered through the PhD process, and she was a
Wow.
relatively new PhD, and she had been very much bullied in academia, as is so happens so frequently, and I had been previously as well. And basically, what she said to me was, okay, a lot of people are bullying and they're hazing and they're saying, like, you got to go through this gauntlet. And she said, that stops there. And so from here forward, this is the way it's going to be. And that's what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're doing. Dr. King, and the reason why I named my company Love Revolution is Dr. King said a social movement that moves merely people is a revolt. But a social movement that transforms both people and institutions is a revolution. And you, LaShall, you're a revolutionary because you're taking all that stuff that you were suffering under that wasn't working, that wasn't great for any. I mean, that's not great for men either.
Mhm.
And then you're saying, okay, that stops, and then here forward, this is what we're going to do. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So I see your email or your website is behind you, dedicated virtual professional services.com. Yes. And is that
Yes.
the best place for people? They can go there and book a consult with you.
They can go there and book a consult, or they can email me at LaShall at dedicatedvirtualps.com.
Excellent. Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good. I love, love, love what you're doing. I love everything you stand for. And I love you, dear friend. And thank you so much for this time. Do you have anything else you want to share before we close?
It's been wonderful being here. And I have to say, I think I want to give a shout out to like all of my clients because the biggest compliment that I receive are referrals. And 90% of my business has been referral based.
Wow.
So for me, that's a
Wow.
huge thank you and shout out to all the people that we've worked with and all the people that we know that they are referring us. So I really, really come from a place of
Beautiful.
appreciation when it comes to that.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful place to end. Love Revolution, beloveds. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of Love Revolution. Thank you for being committed to 8 billion people, loving 8 billion people, one heart at a time. Until next time, y'all. Thank y'all.